Hello, Laker fans. My name is Kobe Sato, and this is the Laker Holics live podcast. Thanks to the people currently streaming through YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. What a night for the Lakers tonight, who won in San Antonio tonight with the final score at AT&T Center on their second game of a three-game road trip, 105 to 94. The Lakers won their first road game of the season so far. They're currently 5-5 at home and 1-6 on the road, with the overall record of 6-11, which is currently 13th in the Western Conference. The Spurs team came in with a record of 6-13, which was 13th in the West to start off the game. Now they're currently 14th behind the Lakers in the Western Conference. This team came in second in the NBA in assists. This was LeBron's first game back, so welcome back, LeBron, who was out with a groin injury. But yeah, this was basically another great game by Anthony Davis today. Let's just jump right into it with the stat sheet. Anthony Davis with 25 points tonight. Another solid game with LeBron coming back. We all wanted to see how he was going to play with LeBron. He had 25 points tonight, had the same mentality. Of course, I expected his numbers go down just a little bit, especially with the ball not in his hand most of the time anymore, or still most of the time, but not as often. So at 35 minutes, 25 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists. He shot 10 for 13 from the field tonight, 5 for 7 from the free throw line, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 3 turnovers. He was plus 16 from the field. He had a good game. He started to turn it on in the second half. The first half, he was pretty slow. I believe he only attempted like 5 or 6 attempts in the first half. He went 3 for 5 in the first half. So definitely in the first half, would like to see Anthony Davis be a little more involved. But we currently have Darvin Ham currently at the press conference following the Lakers' 105-94 win to the Spurs.
We give up 21, hold them to 21 in the first, 20 in the second, 19 in the fourth. But that 34 points coming out of halftime is very extreme, and it's something we've been kind of struggling with all year. But we kept grinding, kept digging, and we were able to right the ship. But just a great learning lesson that we can't take our foot off the gas. And again, it all starts with 2 things: taking care, defending, taking care of our assignments, holding them to 1 shot, and also, being organized offensively, playing with the pass, not being in a hurry, and making sure we secure the ball and not turn it over.
And just any initial thoughts on LeBron getting back on the court and just integrating him in?
Well, I thought he was phenomenal. He looked great. He was moving great. Obviously, there's going to be some rust there, 4 games out. Really haven't had a chance to practice or do much in that regard. But I thought he looked great. And again, that's Bron, so he'll correct his mistakes. He'll definitely self-correct. But, he came out, asked him after the game, how did it feel? He said, good, really, really good. So that's a great sign.
It was another productive night for Anthony. How did you see LeBron's presence impact him, either helping him out or just changing the way he had his approach?
Well, I don't know if it changed. I just think, they were double teaming both of those guys, on the post. So they weren't going to let them play one-on-one. I thought they did a great job adjusting, talking in the huddle about different looks in terms of spacing and whatnot. But, having LeBron out there, he's going to get his touches, and AD's going to get his. Russ, when he comes in, he's going to get his. And, Lonnie started off hot. So you just kind of have to – basketball's a rhythm sport, so you kind of just have to go with the flow and what's working. So, and AD's great about that. It was one point he was about to check into the game, and I said, how you feeling? What'd you see? He said, I'm good, Coach. We winning. And, he hadn't done a whole lot individually at that point. That was earlier in the first half. But that's why I love the kid, man. He's selfless. He's all about the right things. And, he was right there at the forefront, blocking shots, getting rebounds. And doing exactly what we need him to do.
Durbin, how do you think Dennis played as a starter? Is he still trying to find his way right
But
now?
he's still trying to find a rhythm for sure. I thought tonight he's getting closer to looking like the Dennis we're going to see consistently. Again, when I told him he was starting, just told him, man, do what you do. Make them feel you defensively, keep us organized offensively, and be aggressive. And he did that, picking up 94 feet, taking time off their shot clock, turning their guards, making them uncomfortable a little bit, making it difficult for them to easily roll into their sets. But I thought he looked good. I thought you could see the confidence, and you could see, just his imprint on the game defensively.
Darvin tightened up the front court a little bit, and AD and Wenyen were mostly your bigs tonight. If you're going to go forward with that, what do these guys have to do, especially in the glass? San Antonio with 20 offensive rebounds, and obviously that was a huge factor in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's gang rebounds, not just on our bigs. It's on everybody. We sell out to protect the rim. Guys on the backside, somebody got to run back, crack back, what we call our V-back guy. He's got to drop down and get hits on bodies, multiple hits, and we can't leak out. We can't assume that the guy's going to get the ball, so now we're headed up floor to go play offense, and we haven't secured the ball. So just getting back to gang rebounding, again, getting hits and just being really, really active on the glass.
And then also, obviously, an emotional return here for Lonnie.
Yeah.
They played the tribute video. And then what kind of juice did he give you in the first half?
Just huge. Different guys stepping up within the lineup. You can never have too much of that. Whether it's Lonnie, whether it's, Troy coming out hitting shots, or Austin Reeves, coming off, or Russ when he gets into the game. Just the more guys we have playing the right way and playing in rhythm and contributing, the easier it makes for AD and Bron.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, that's
All right, that was Lakers head coach Darvin Ham following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs tonight with a final score of 105-94 down at the AT&T Center. Lonnie Walker's comeback game. He was a Spur last season. Looking at the stats for tonight that he had, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He was plus 18 from the field. Good game from him. He was the leading Laker at the half with a total of 10 points until Anthony Davis started to turn it up within the second half. So great comeback game from him. As you all know, or some of you may not know, Lonnie Walker was with the Spurs last season. Within Greg Popovich's system, he didn't really fit too well and didn't have the opportunity to really shine. So he's been able to do that this season with the Lakers, which he's been starting for them, and really had a great game down in San Antonio. Hopefully we get the same thing from him tomorrow. Going to be another back-to-back game for the Lakers, and it's going to be actually against the Spurs tomorrow. So hope to see another big game from Lonnie Walker, who's been contributing a lot lately for the Lakers. 18 points tonight. He had 24 points in the loss to Phoenix last game. 14 points before that against San Antonio when they played down at Crypto.com Arena. 17 against Detroit and 25 against Brooklyn. So great production that we've been getting from Lonnie Walker so far this season. After having a slow start, hopefully we see more production from him in terms of that for sure. But I was going back to what I was talking about before, Darvin Ham's press conference just on Anthony Davis. It's great to see him keeping that aggressive mentality, especially with LeBron being back, and nice to have LeBron back. He was a little rusty today, but it's all good. Expected that. He had 9 turnovers tonight, but looking at the score sheet again, he had 21 points with 33 minutes, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 for 17. He was one of 2 players for the Lakers in double figures tonight. He went 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. I thought for his first game being back, he was pretty aggressive, which I like to see. 1 block, 3 steals. Only thing that's gonna come back within time is just those turnover ratio. That should come down as he gets more acclimated back into playing basketball and playing NBA speed 5-on-5. So I expect that to come down. Of course, it's LeBron James, so no worries there. Talking about the Lakers starters tonight, the Lakers started Dennis Schroeder. He started at the point guard position tonight with Pat Bev out due to a 3-game suspension following pushing DeAndre Ayton last game against the Phoenix Suns. Um, Lonnie Walker switched spots and he went from small forward to shooting guard. They ended up removing Austin Reeves from the starting lineup and inserting LeBron, and then keeping Troy Brown at the 4 and AD at the 5, which I actually like this lineup, to be honest. I know last game I talked about wanting to keep Austin Reeves in the starting lineup, but that was because we weren't getting any production from Troy Brown. He had a better game tonight with 10 points, 4 rebounds off 29 minutes, shooting 4 for 5 from the field. So another efficient game from Troy Brown for sure after having a couple of not so great games. So with this lineup, I actually like it. It reminds me of the 2021 season when the Lakers lost to the Suns in the first round. Even though the Lakers were injured that season, Phoenix ended up going to the finals. And I think if the Lakers were healthy, I think they would have beat the Suns. So who knows where the Lakers would have gone that season. And the starters that season had all 3 of LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Shooter in it. So the 2 rotation players that are swapped out are Troy Brown and Lonnie Walker. So I think Lonnie Walker is an upgrade version of Avery Bradley, which is, I believe, who the Lakers had that season. And then Troy Brown, who's a solid rotation player, along with having Russell Westbrook off of the bench. Arguably, the Lakers' best bench player that season probably would have been Kyle Kuzma, probably. So I actually kind of like where the Lakers roster is right now. They're definitely not contenders, but when you have LeBron James on this team and Anthony Davis playing at the level that he's playing at, you're one trade away from being competitive in the Western Conference. And right now, this team, the way it's constructed, is currently a play-in team. But as the season goes on and the Lakers start to build more confidence, as you can see, they've been getting out of their shooting slump. I expect We'll see what the Lakers end up doing in terms of possibly making a trade or end up just rolling with the roster. We'll have to see. But the Lakers definitely need some more shooting on this roster for sure. For the Spurs tonight, they started Trey Jones, Devin Hassel, Keldon Johnson, which is who they had to look out for tonight, Jeremy Sochan, and Jacob Puerto. Looking at the stat sheet for them tonight, Vassell led the team tonight with 18 points off 36 minutes. No one scored in over 20 points for the Spurs tonight. Kevin Johnson, he had 15 points off 35 minutes, so they did a pretty good job on him tonight, to be honest. So I like where I saw from them there. The Lakers shot 48% from the field tonight, 30% from the three-point line. They shot 27 three-pointers, so 20 to 25 is the range that I like to see for the Lakers shooting threes. So they were about in that range tonight. They didn't shoot too bad as well. They kept San Antonio under 18%, which San Antonio has been a pretty good three-point shooting team, as we saw talking about last game. I believe they're currently ranked like 7th in three-point field goal attempts. Let me see. Three-point shooting percentage. Okay, they're actually 16th, so 35.2%. They're in the top 10 in field goal attempts at 90.2, and they're currently top 13 in three-point attempts a game at 34.1. So good job from the Lakers there tonight with keeping them under 30%. Obviously this is a struggling. Yeah, the turnovers. Yeah, the Lakers' turnovers was really a issue tonight. Just even looking at their turnovers, let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. I believe they had like 20 turnovers, 21 turnovers. That's the only reason really San Antonio stayed in the game towards the end. If the Lakers didn't turn the ball over as much as they did, they would have blew them out, just like last time they played them. But again, LeBron had 9 turnovers tonight, and he's rusty. How much did Russ have tonight? Russ had three turnovers alone. That's 12 out of 21. So your two main ball handlers on the team, when they have that much turnovers, it's not great. But I'll let it pass this game just because, again, it's LeBron's first game coming back. Talking about Dennis Schroeder for a moment, it was a pleasant surprise to see him back in the starting lineup. I said that I expected him to be back in the starting lineup within probably like 3 to 5 games. So with Pat Bev being out of the starting lineup due to being suspended, it gave Darvin Ham an opportunity to put Dennis Schroeder in the starting lineup, and I liked what I saw from him tonight. He's still coming back from his thumb injury. That could take some time just to bring back some confidence, timing. He's a very quick player, so just get his shot back as well. He had 9 points tonight. He was the only starting Laker tonight that wasn't in double figures. He played 29 minutes, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 3 for 7 from the field. Didn't make a 3 tonight. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. He was a +7 from the field. So, not too critical on his game tonight, of course, but we'll have to see going forward how he ends up playing, if he ends up staying in the starting lineup, because again, Austin Reeves has been playing really well lately, and he plays even better when he is in the starting lineup. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. Even just looking at Austin Reeves' stats within the last couple of days, let's go ahead and pull that up. You can see tonight he had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He was +15 from the field. But these games as starters, he had 11 points, 21 points, 16 points, and 15 points. So we definitely see more production out of Austin Reeves. I'm sure it's a confidence thing when he's in the starting lineup. So we'll have to see what happens going forward with that. I think possibly eventually we could see Troy Brown possibly going out of the lineup and switching Austin Reeves in there. Reason why I actually like the starting lineup that Darvin Ham put tonight was Anthony Davis has kept up the 5, and I know Anthony Davis has spoken out that he doesn't like playing the 5. He likes playing the 4. But with the current roster that the Lakers have, I think the Lakers are actually best when they have him playing at the 5. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. But now we currently have Anthony Davis talking with the media.
What did it mean to have his presence?
It was good. I mean, his voice, leadership, his playmaking, scoring ability. I think it all came into effect tonight. He was really, good for us for his first game back after missing 5, especially down the stretch. Pick and roll and calling play calls and stuff. So, I think it was really good for us. And it looked like he felt good out there. So, hopefully, if he continue to feel good, he's ready to go again tomorrow.
Eddie, you guys had 4 guys in double figures tonight. You played a slew of games where guys are scoring in double figures. How much better does that make this team when you have more offense like that?
We're definitely better. Guys play well. Lonnie came out hot. Troy, came out playing well. I think Dennis is starting to get his rhythm. Guys winning offensive rebounds, playing hard. I think our entire team was just, contributed to the win tonight. But I think besides the third quarter, we played really well defensively. I mean, 21, 20, and 19. Great numbers for, on the defensive side, for a quarter. So, we got to get ready to do the same thing tomorrow, start with our defense, and, make sure we do it for a full 48.
Really, it's been established how important your play can be for this team, especially when you played the way you have over this last stretch of 2 weeks or so. So when you get 13 shots in the context of winning, is that okay, or what level of needing to continue to keep your foot to the gas pedal exists? So Darvin told us that he had a conversation with you early in the game. It was like, checked in with you, and you're like, nah, you're good because
Yeah, we're winning. Yeah, that's all I'm about is winning. I mean, the rest of the stuff comes with it. They wasn't, allowing me to play, like they did in the first game. And anytime I caught it on the post or in the pocket pass, everybody was there. They were swarming. So I had to get rid of it, making the right plays, and just found other ways to get the ball, whether it's offensive rebound or, playing in the dunker area, getting to the line, whatever it was. So, they did a good job in the beginning to kind of take me out the game, and I was just trying to find our guys and play make, and then they kind of, by them making shots, it kind of opened up the floor for the pocket passes and and other plays for me. So, I mean, at 13 shots, it is what it is. I mean, like Coach said, he did check in, and I said, I'm good. This was the second quarter. I think we were up 20. I said, I'm fine. We're winning. So no matter, what I do individually, as long as the team is winning, then I'm completely fine.
AD, are you having to adjust playing with Dennis again, or has that been a smooth transition?
It's been pretty smooth. Our communication has been very high. Me and Dennis have been talking through everything, off the floor and on the floor, pick and rolls, defensive coverages, whatever we're seeing. And he wants me to continue to talk to him because he's trying to catch up, missing, all that time. And then, he's an intricate part of our team. So we throwing him back in the rotation like, okay, DS, we need you to get going. Even though this is game 4, I think it's game 4 for him. So, our communication is very high right now as far as, defense and our pick and roll action and what we're seeing on the floor.
AD, are about to come up on a huge slate of road games, which I know we talked about. But this is your first road win of the season. Is it just nice to have that blueprint there to kind of show these guys, okay, this is how we win in hostile environments?
Honestly, we're just playing basketball. I mean, it's not even let's get our first road win or anything like that. Obviously, we focus on ourselves, and it feels good to get our first road win, but I don't even think that was a topic of conversation in our locker room. We just go out there and focus on what we need to do to get wins, and no matter if we're home or on the road. But yes, we have a lot of road games, and this is where our togetherness is going to be tested the most. And I think we had a lot of resilience tonight, especially in that third quarter. I think they cut it to 2 or 4 or something like that. And, we came back in the fourth with a huge defensive quarter and a pretty good offensive quarter to secure the victory.
Nice to have.
That was Anthony Davis following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs tonight down at the AT&T Center, again with the final score of 105-94. The Lakers win their first road game this season, so glad to finally get that off the books for the Lakers. Lonnie Walker's first game coming in back into San Antonio. He played pretty well tonight. Just looking at Lonnie Walker and his stats the last few games, go ahead and pulling that up. He had 18 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Going back at the last few games he had 18 points tonight, 24 points against the loss to the Suns, 14 against San Antonio the game before that, 17 at Detroit, and 25 to Brooklyn. So Anthony Davis talking about it was nice seeing Lonnie Walker get a reception or a video tribute prior to the game, just on their appreciation for Lonnie Walker, who was ultimately drafted by the Spurs. Anthony Davis talking about how it would have been nice if he would have had one of those. As everyone knows, he left New Orleans and left kind of sour. So, but glad he's on our side for sure. So. Looking also beyond the game, looking in the second quarter, which is the Lakers' best quarter, they currently average 31.3 points a game. In the second, today they got 26 points, but they kept San Antonio under 20 points, and they usually give up 26.2 points a game. So great game defensively from the Lakers in terms of the first half. Ultimately, the third quarter always ends up killing the Lakers tonight. Just looking at the stat sheet, I'm going to pull that up for you guys again. Um, they gave up 34 points tonight. They had 20 points. Their season average, they currently average in the third quarter 25.8 points. So had 5 points less than their career average, and they gave up 5 more points than their season average so far in terms of third quarter. So not a great quarter from the Lakers again in terms of third quarter. And then the Lakers pulled it away in the fourth, 26-19. So ultimately, good performance overall from the Lakers. Got out with the win. No further injuries. Speaking of injuries tonight, people who came back was obviously LeBron James came back. Max Christie also came back from COVID protocols. JTA, Juan Toscano Anderson, he's been having some mid-back problems. He was available tonight. He didn't end up playing out of coach's decision. So nice to have them back for sure. And again, with LeBron being back, he's going to be rusty for probably a couple of games. But I expect him to get back to form. Again, he's 37 years old, so it could take some time for him to get readjusted back into playing NBA basketball. Ultimately, turnovers tonight for the Lakers. They had 21 turnovers. Not ideal. And again, when LeBron has 9 turnovers and Russ has, I believe he had 3, it's 12 turnovers out of 21. So when your main ball handlers are getting that much turnovers, not really much that you could do there, especially when LeBron's first game back, he's being rusty. Looking at the rest of the Laker bench tonight, let's go ahead and pull back up the stat sheet. The bench did their thing tonight. Austin Reeves had 8 points with 29 minutes, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 3 from 8 from the field. He played some good defense tonight. He was plus 15 from his plus minus throughout the game tonight. He was the only bench player tonight in the plus column. Russ was -2. Kendrick Nunn was -6. Wenyen Gabriel was -5. He was everywhere tonight in terms of at least rebounding. He had 5 rebounds in this. Within the start of the game, he was everywhere. Max Christie, he played 2 minutes. He didn't really have anything across the board. He pretty much played in garbage time. So great overall game from the Lakers. Ultimately, looking at Troy Brown too, he had 10 points. Another role player, Dennis Schroeder, he was the only starter to not be in double figures with 9 points. So ultimately good game from them. Looking over the Lakers averages so far against the Spurs, AD has been averaging 27.5 points per game against the Spurs with 31.4 minutes. He's averaging 16.5 rebounds per game against the Spurs, 3 assists a game, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's averaging 11 for 16, which is 68.8%. So overall, AD is leading the way for the Lakers this season. AD is currently ranked 8th in MVP voting right now, just early season. Obviously, for him to go up in the rankings, the Lakers are going to have to be a team over 500 for him to even, be in top 5 in MVP consideration. And with LeBron being back too, we'll see if it goes up or just goes down based on his play, especially playing with LeBron again. So, but tonight it was great seeing his aggressiveness for sure. So now we currently have Lonnie Walker on his homecoming back to San Antonio, the team who drafted him following the Laker win.
With the city of San Antonio and within the organization, it's all love. We're still family.
You got going early in that first quarter, hit a couple threes, got up and out in transition. Did you kind of feel that comfortability despite being in the visitor locker room and just finding your spots on the court?
For the most part, yeah. I think my mindset as far as this season has just been consistent, doing what I'm doing, keeping on my routine. So I know a lot of people wanted to portray this as a revenge game or anything, but there's no revenge with this team. It's nothing but family. So I was more so focused on getting the win and continue to stack the days with my teammates.
Lonnie, especially in that fourth quarter when you guys, it was a tight one. What did having LeBron back on the court mean?
I mean, that changed the whole dynamic of the game. You know, when you have someone that can close it night in and night out, put ease at hearts for everyone else. He certainly just turned it up to a whole nother level. We were up by 4, then we were up by 12, and it was timeout. So when you have someone that has such great talent for the past thousands of years, you know, things tend to be a lot easier for him.
Was there a moment when you kind of just said, "Oh, yeah, I guess he's back"? Was it? He scored the first bucket of the game. He also had that dunk in the fourth.
I mean, as soon as he touches the floor, you know, his presence is felt. You know, everyone is going to be focused on him. So a lot of shots that I got, or layups and stuff, was even if he wasn't touching the ball, it was still basically because he was on the floor. If not, AD was on the floor too. So when you have players like that, shots come easy. A lot of open shots. People are going to double, triple team them. If not, the rest got double and triple team them too. So I just got to be ready to knock down the shot and make the game easy.
When you came out of last season, went to the offseason, did you expect to be back in San Antonio, or take us through how that went down?
Yeah, I actually expected to come back. I didn't know what the price was going to be, considering, you know, I didn't play my best going into the season. I was shooting the ball pretty bad, and then, you know, after All-Star break is kind of when I turned it up. So, you know, I kind of thought I was going to be a Spur for life, to say the least. You know, this is my family. This is where I moved my family over here. So, yeah, man.
Are you excited though with the role you've been able to play in LA?
Absolutely. You know, since I've been here, it's been nothing but love as far as the organization, teammates, players, fans. You know, and I think the bright lights is what's allowing me to play my best. You know, I love playing in this type of environment, you know, with this type of players, and just trying to show my talents. I think not too many people really know my game, and it's finally starting to show.
That was Lonnie Walker following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs, his former team. Lonnie Walker talking about him being drafted by the Spurs, him thinking that he was going to be a Spur for life, especially with the way that the Spurs run things up there with their family environment as well. Not the same Spurs team that we used to know with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, even with back in the day with, or not back in the day, but just a couple years ago with Kawhi Leonard. Totally different, new roster, new players, and they're definitely in rebuilding mode. So starting to see the end of Greg Popovich's career for sure. Going back to Pat Bev, this is what happened the game before on why he got suspended, just to show you guys. So, yeah, Austin Reeves got dropped by Devin Booker, and then you can see that Pat Bev came in and knocked over DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, so that's what happened last game on why Pat Bev is suspended 3 games. His teammates last game saying that they would all do the same thing for him as well, saying that they all got each other's back. So Pat Bev out for the next 3 games, or next 2 games, including tonight, since he was out 3. So unfortunate, but I get it. With his reputation, if it was Draymond Green, he probably would have gotten suspended as well. Devin Booker, I remember he pushed Dennis Schroeder back in the 2021 playoffs, and he didn't get any suspension or anything. So I guess it's just based on player and their reputation around the league. So I get why he got suspended. Other news around the NBA tonight: Gordon Hayward from the Hornets is going to miss time with a fractured shoulder. Some Laker news, possibly in the media: Pacers center Miles Turner is leaving BDA Sports after 2 years of representation, and is expected to switch to CAA, league sources say. So I don't know if that's very positive news in terms of the Lakers, in terms of people saying like, oh, he's going to come to the Lakers now. Lakers haven't had much luck with CAA representation, especially with Rob Pelinka being an agent before and a rivalry agent. Not that much there. I guess so with Clutch NBA or Clutch Sports, which is LeBron's agency with Rich Paul. They kind of butt heads with CAA. So we'll kind of see how that transpires out with Miles Turner. It could possibly mean that he's getting an extension with Indiana. We'll have to see. He's been playing pretty good there. And like I said, last post-game show, Indiana's been doing pretty well lately. Looking over at the different scores right now and going on in the NBA today, the Lakers played at 5 o'clock. So there's other games going on tonight, not like usual. Just looking at the schedule from today. The Hornets beat the Timberwolves 110-108. The Sixers beat the Magic 107-99. The Blazers beat the Knicks tonight 132-129 in overtime. High scoring game there for sure. The Pacers beat the Nets tonight 128-117. The Thunder beat the Bulls tonight 123-119. The Heat beat the Wizards tonight 110-107. The Grizzlies beat the Pelicans 132-111. The Bucks beat the Cavs tonight 117-102. The Rockets beat the Hawks tonight 128-122. That's kind of a surprise there. The Celtics snapped the Kings 7-game winning streak tonight 122-104. Of course, your Lakers won tonight 105-94. The Pistons and Suns are still currently playing right now. It's the fourth quarter. Suns are up by 7 in that game. The Warriors are playing the Jazz, and the Warriors are up by 8 with pretty much going into the half. And then the Nuggets are playing the Clippers. Nuggets currently up by 9 points with counting down the end of the first quarter. So that's around the NBA. Looking at the current NBA standings in the Western Conference, the Suns are currently first. Your Lakers are currently 13th. They're currently at 11th in the loss column. The 10th seed, which is where you cross the line for the play-in tournament, is 9. So they're currently 2 games out of play-in contention. So looking at the Lakers' current schedule right now coming up, you can see that the Lakers again play San Antonio tomorrow down in San Antonio. That's a very winnable game. Then they play the Pacers. The Pacers have been playing pretty well. It's going to be, again, interesting to see how Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, how they get introduced by downtown Los Angeles when they end up returning. Then they play the Blazers. The Blazers have been playing pretty good. They're a surprise team this season, as you can see in the standings. They were one of the top 4 teams to start off the season. They kind of dropped down to 8th with Lillard being out. So a very winnable game for them there. They could definitely steal that game. The Bucks, that's going to be a tough game. That's probably going to be the toughest game on the Lakers' next 5-game stretch. Then they end up playing the Wizards. So we'll have to see. But now we currently have LeBron talking with the media following the Lakers' win to the San Antonio Spurs.
And be myself.
So obviously you had a lot of turnovers tonight, but you were still a plus 16. So the team seemed to be playing better nonetheless. What did you feel like out there, just execution-wise?
Well, for me personally, it's just like my rhythm. My timing was a little off on a few of my passes. And that's was the product of my turnovers. I had 6 in the first half. I was able to cut it in half in the second half, but I'll be a lot better. Obviously, as the game's go on, I get my rhythm back, but felt pretty good to get out there on the court with my guys and, make some plays to help them win the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, other than 900 turnovers you had today, but the fourth quarter, when you and AD seem to take things over, do you think you guys were missing that for a while with you being out? Is it something that you guys can keep carrying on?
Well, the guys played some good basketball when I was out. I thought AD was the best player in the league over the last, 4 or 5 games. Just his numbers and productivity, both on both sides of the floor. It's not just offensively, but defensively. He's been super engaged. And tonight, once again, he was amazing. But I thought the guys did a great job. And for me, I know the fourth quarter has always been
like my favorite quarter. I mean, that's winning time, that's closing time, and to be out there and being able to execute and make plays in the fourth quarter is always a treat for me.
LeBron, how much back and forth was there over this course of 5 games about maybe I'll come back this game, or let's be cautious? Like, what was that process like? And did it allow you to, even though you had the adductor to repair, to do other things? Like you shared the photo of the cupping one day.
No, it was not much back and forth at all. I was training. Once I was able to be clear to get back on the floor, I was training, and I was just seeing if I was ready or not. And it took until pretty much yesterday when we got here. We landed, and we went to UTSA, and I was able to get a great workout in. And it's not the workout then, it's actually how you feel, the next day. When I woke up this morning, I felt pretty good. So, I felt like I still wanted to come here and go through my routine and see if it held up, and I felt pretty confident that I could go.
I think you just answered my question, but first of all, is there any possibility that you play tomorrow?
Yeah, there's a strong possibility I'll play tomorrow. I just sat out for 2 weeks. I'm good.
And then, Dennis in the starting lineup tonight, saw a couple handoffs where he drives baseline. How much just pre-existing structure is there, and how much from that first stint that he had with you guys is there to build on?
Yeah, we still have chemistry from the first stint that he had a couple years ago, and and for myself and Dennis right now, we're just trying to get back into a rhythm. He had the injury, and I believe this is maybe his third or fourth game back from the injuries. Still trying to find his rhythm, and I was out 2 weeks just trying to find my rhythm. But it's always good to be out there with guys that you've logged minutes with, so it definitely helps.
All right, let's take a
All right, that was LeBron following the Laker win to the San Antonio Spurs, again with the final score of 105-94. The Lakers take on the Spurs again tomorrow down at the AT&T Center. Catch us following the post game. Also be live for that. LeBron saying that there's a strong possibility that he ends up playing tomorrow. Just quoting that he sat out for 2 weeks. So we'll see if he ends up playing or not. I would suspect even before the injury that he probably wouldn't play. But again, he's been out 2 weeks. So I guess we'll have to see. Interesting stat for the night. This is the first time this season the Lakers win when Russ has fewer than 8 assists. The Lakers have been 5-3 when Russ has had 8+ assists. When he has fewer than 8, they're winless. So first game for the Lakers there to win with Russ having under 8 assists, and with LeBron having 9 turnovers and Russ having 7. Ultimately, good to see them win for sure. So that's it for me that I have tonight for you guys, Laker fans. I'll catch you guys tomorrow post game. Have a great Friday night. Take care, Laker fans.